welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to go through my cane collection. So this video is going to be a little bit more informal, and maybe you'll get some tips and tricks to see what I've been storing and how I've been storing it and why. Okay, so this is my cane collection that I have been building since about my second year in college. What I did is I bought some Muji clear storage containers, and then I also bought a label maker because my handwriting is horrible. The reason I went for the Muji containers is they have a little air vent that is also a drawer pull so that the cane is getting ventilation around it. And also they're clear, so I don't have that problem of out of sight, out of mind. The one thing about it being clear that I do have a little bit of an issue with is that does mean that sunlight can get in and age the cane differently. But because this bookshelf is largely in the shade, my house, this room doesn't get a lot of sunlight, there's not as much aging that would happen as compared to if I had it stored somewhere where there was a lot of sunlight. Okay, so let's take you through some of the different types of cane that I have and how I have labeled them. I have the Andante Rondo that I got at the IDRS this summer. That's in here. I have yet to play with any of that. I have some custom cane, geese cane, that I picked up at IDRS this last summer. I do have to say that I have only processed a few pieces of this, but what I did note was that the custom cane, it doesn't seem to fit a straight shaper. So I did have to use a fold over shaper because it was 1 millimeter longer than my straight shaper allowed. And that was for my MD shaper, excuse me, my MD shaper as well as my Fox shaper. It just didn't fit. I do have this Barton cane that is Rigati on a knock-an-hour. And this is actually from last year. They sent it to me and I never got around to playing with it, so that is still on the agenda. This up here is cane that I got in 2004 that had already been aged, and this was given to me by Kim Walker just before she moved to Sydney, Australia. So this cane might actually be too hard because it has aged for such a long time. You can tell the color is quite dark, but it's still worth playing around with. I have no idea what type of cane it was because I inherited it, so not so sure on that. This right here is cane from when I was a student at Indiana University. I have to say that back in the day, because I mean, you can see I actually have the date on it here of, oh, need to focus, of 1998. Look at that little cow sticking out. The rubber band is actually disintegrating. But the problem was that I did wrap it with a rubber band, and I'm scared that this cane has warped since then. I was devastated when I found this in a drawer hidden away that I hadn't looked at, but then I saw that it was Glotan, and seeing as Glotan is not some of my favorite cane, maybe that's okay. So, I mean, I'm not sure if this is a loss or not. You can see that I numbered it if it was a 2-piece or a 1-piece, and of course I threw away all of the 4s when I was splitting the tube of cane. But this is old, and I have yet to play around with it because I am scared of warping. So don't wrap your cane in rubber bands, kids. Not gonna work out so well. I have some Rigati from 2006. I have no idea where I purchased this from. It happened right around the time I moved to Alabama, and I have yet to play with any of this. It is profiled. Rigati I find to be a little bit of a softer cane, so this cane might just now be coming to fruition of when I would actually use it because it's hardened up enough time, you know, has passed since I originally bought it. So I do need to start playing with this. Barton Cane sent me some Donati, which, you know, as we'll get to it next up, is the, where is it? The ERYN OFT style cane. It is Donati. But the Rieger 1A is very close to a Fox 3, so they sent me some to see how I like it and also to share with my students. As we move more into reed making in the spring, I'm sure we'll end up using a lot more of this. For me, on my heckle, I have found the Fox 3 to be a little bit too wide for what I need. The wider the shape, what I have found, the bigger the sound that you're gonna get out of it, but also you're gonna have a harder time controlling it. And my heckle is so flexible that it might be too much. So still playing around with some of that. I have Barton cane, Donzi, which I love Donzi cane, and this is in a Hertzberg, so this shape is going to have a much larger flare at the base. Let's see if we can get it to focus. Than some of my other types of cane. I recently started reading the Kristen Schillinger book on reed making and Hertzberg style, and I do have to say that there are a lot of similarities that I just naturally do with his style of reed making. So this was fun to play with, and you know, when it has a wider base, I'm definitely going to end up beveling that a little bit more. So I've got some playing around I need to do with that as well. This is more cane that I got just before moving here. This is some Bonanza from 2004. It was actually gifted to me, so it had aged 2 years from a friend of mine, and then they gave it to me just before I moved. So I have to say that not everything that I bought in this cane collection is something I purchased, but I do inherit cane. Miller Marketing, I got some Donzi in 2014. I think this is just gouged. It has really, really loose bands on it, so I don't see any warping that's happening there with that, so that's great. But this is, I'm sure, fantastic, and I need to dig into this too. Donzi is one of the harder canes, so if I have like a good symphony orchestra concert that I'm playing principal on, I'm going to go for that. Whereas I'm going to go for a softer style of cane if I'm playing like a large scale opera for 3 or 4 plus hours. The Lamont 2008, this was another gift. What can I say? I have yet to dig into any of this, and the 2008 is an estimate. I found this in the back of a drawer, honestly. So this one is looking, just by coloring, like it is coming into prime time as well. So I have a lot to, this is like a buffet of things that I need to actually like work through, like it's dessert. Ugh. Rigatti 2015, this I bought it from Woodwind Brasswind. Woodwind Brasswind has a great price on Rigatti cane if you want to get large amounts of it that are just gouged. But like I said, part of the reason I was aging the 2006 cane was because this is usually quite soft. And I have found that Rigatti also gives me a really bright color and sound. So, I mean, if you're looking for projection, if you're looking for, you know, something that will be very soft, quick, and easy to break in, this could be good cane for you if you make it right now. If you wait a little bit, it will darken up and it will harden, and you're going to get a different set of tone colors. But for me, I'm already naturally bright, so this I usually try to steer away from. I do have a couple of customers that custom order Rigatti cane made reeds, so I do keep this on hand for their orders because, you know, you got to be prepared for that. BassoonCane.com, I picked up a large amount of Guise cane as well as Silva cane last year. The BC stands for Bassoon cane. Online. They do a really good job with custom orders. You can choose how hard you want the cane, what shape you want the cane, how much you want gouged out of it, and they gouge on their, it's really consistent. So I've been pleased with this. It has a beautiful golden color, and it's some of the most consistent Guise that I have been able to find. It does have to ship all the way from Europe, and it comes in these fancy little plastic containers. And I find that the plastic containers do not breathe, so that's when I go ahead and I move it into the drawers, because I do want the cane to breathe, as it is a natural botanical fiber. For me, this cane is actually quite hard, just as, man, you guys wanted to know what I thought of the Silva cane when I ordered it last year. This is flipping hard. I'm not gonna lie. You gotta have chops of steel and yet still relax while playing it, and you gotta be ready to scrape it thin, but you can get some amazing colors out of it. Last year I was playing so many operas, though, I actually had to shy away from this cane because it was so hard that my face would have fallen off in days that I had daily doubles, or that I had at least a warm-up and then a 4-hour show. The cane was just borderline too hard. I mean, yeah, it's going to project. Yeah, it's going to give you some great tone colors. But if you have a long, long day of playing, it was a little bit too much for that. So right now, this is my overall cane collection. You can go ahead and take it in. There it is. I do have one drawer over here that I have left empty so that I can still go shopping. I might need to get another set of drawers just so I have symmetry, but you know, we had to add the giraffe in. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to know any more about my cane, or if you have any cane suggestions that you think I should be buying, I would love to hear from you. Go ahead and leave me a comment down below. If you like this vlog style chat through, please give this video a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. It is also what the bassoons are made from. Mass-marketed instruments are largely made from either plastic or they are made from wood composite. By opening up a discussion on used instruments, we finally get to talk about bassoons that are made out of maple wood. Now, because they are made out of maple wood,